What's up, YouTube? Russell again. We're going to talk about my 45 watt solar panel kit that I bought from Harbor Freight. Put about $150 on this thing. Not too bad. Comes with three 15 watt solar panels. Included in the kit is the three solar panels, a PVC frame to bolt them to. You've got your charge controller, all the wiring, and of course two DC CFL lights. And I guess you can buy that dude right there, that universal connector, and you can hook up to 8 of these kits together and get a lot more power. Now the battery was separate. I had to go buy that. That was about $75. And then an inverter, I went ahead and had to buy another inverter too, and that was, I can't remember what I paid for that, but it wasn't very much. So it says here that a full battery can run one light for 168 hours, a laptop for 34 hours, a refrigerator for 34 hours, I kind of doubt that, and a television for 84 hours. So anyway, 45 watts is not a whole lot of power. Here are my solar panels, and as you can see, these little guys right here, I've got it kind of strapped into the ground because we had a pretty bad storm one night, and the wind yanked my solar panels up off the ground and flipped them over. It probably would have carried them a lot further, but the wires were connected to the back, and that's what held it down to the ground. This one right here, you can see a little crack right there in the corner. It got busted. They yanked this wire out of the back. I tried to put it together, but it didn't work out too well. So I'm short one solar panel now, so I'm only producing 30 watts. And as you can see, I don't know if you could see this or not, but they got the little blue LED lights right there. And these things are soaking up sun right now, and the sun is starting to set. Hell, it's almost out of here. You could put artificial light on these solar panels, and the blue lights will light up, so they're charging the battery off of that too. Flashlights will charge it. It's pretty neat. So if you get one of these, I recommend that you find a way to strap it down to the ground so it doesn't take off on you in a good wind. I bought these for experimental purposes only. I wasn't really planning on powering much with them. Just kind of learning process. So anyway, pretty long cord that comes with them. That's about 15 foot for these cords here, and they connect into this little connector here, you can see. And that runs on down into the basement. And on up to the charge controller. They just hook into the back. Right now the battery's at 12.7, and that's because I'm running these CFL bulbs. I've got 2 of them kind of dangling from pipes down here. Here's the battery that I bought, Thunderbolt Magnum, same company. It's a 12 volt, 35 amp hour, and that's kind of low for, and it's sealed lead acid, so I don't have to maintenance this battery ever. And then of course, here's one of the inverters that I bought, and I think that one was about $50. I tried to run the entire upstairs of my house. There's 3 bedrooms up there, a bathroom, and a hallway. You know, of course, the kids are charging their devices and running lights and all that sort of thing, television sets. And anyway, this is another inverter that I picked up. I think this one was about 15 or 20 bucks. And you can see it'll run one plug, 140 watt max, focus, and 70 watt. These are supposed to be intended for vehicle use only, really. So what I did was I took and I opened up my breaker box, and I found the wire that runs the entire upstairs, and of course I made sure the breaker was off first. Don't try this at home, kids. And I went ahead and I cut the wire, and I put 2 plug-ins on there so that I could plug it back in. So I took an extension cord and I ran it to this inverter here, and I ran the entire upstairs for probably about 3 hours one night, and it stopped. They've got some safety features built in to where the battery, once it gets down to about 11.5 volts, it will automatically shut off and it'll start ringing, and it's pretty annoying. So anyway, not too bad if you're just running the lights and things like that, but you're not going to be able to run a whole lot off of one battery. That's my battery bank there. So later I'll upgrade and get something a little bit better. This thing is only, what, 4 amps, 12 volts, made for one 12, well, probably just one 12-volt battery. Anyway, here's where you change the fuse. You hook up the wires, and it tells you. You see one side says battery, one side says solar panel. And it came with a few extra fuses here, wires, and these came with the battery, of course. Those are nuts and bolts. So you can get in there and run a bolt through there and bolt something to it. So anyway, that's my solar panel setup, and thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe.